welcome back to the Graceful Tangle YouTube channel and to episode 145 of the Graceful Tangle podcast. I am so excited to be back with you guys today. I don't actually have many projects at all to share with you guys. I have finished a couple things, I've released a new pattern, and I have put so much work into a brand new design that I've been working on, and I'm having so much fun with it. It has been just an insanely enjoyable project, and I'm really excited to talk about it with you guys. So today is June the 17th, I believe. Yes, June 17th. It is a Saturday. It is a very hot Saturday. I am literally right in between shifts at work right now. I worked this morning, I have a couple of hours off, and then I have to go back this afternoon and stay until really late tonight. So kind of squeezing this in wherever I can fit it. But tomorrow is Father's Day, and I'm working in the morning but not in the afternoon, and so I wanted to be present with family then. Anyway, kind of chaotic, but I'm grateful for the time to film regardless. And yeah, I think that's it for the intro. I hope that you have a fun project to work on while I show you all of mine, something fun to drink or eat or whatever makes you happy. But let's go ahead and hop into the episode today with a couple of finished objects. Okay, I have two finished objects to share this week. The first, actually, technically, the navy blanket that I have put so many hours of work into the past bunch of months, honestly, has now been complete, and it is out of my hands into the hands of the customer, the person who wanted me to make it for them, which is so beyond exciting. I am so grateful that is now done. So I put a bit of work into that as well over the past couple of weeks. But besides that, I finished up these socks. These are actually going to be for my brother for his birthday next month. So happy these are done. These were so much fun to knit up. They almost match, but not quite. And that's totally okay. I really was not trying to make them match. I think it's very obvious that they are a pair, even if the stripes don't line up perfectly. But I just used my Success Socks pattern for this, which is a vanilla sock pattern. I did the size medium, I think, for him, which would be 64 stitches if you're curious, and just knit until I got to the length of his foot. Added the toe and heel, and that's that. Super mindless. I worked on these just here and there for a couple of weeks until they were done. It was, I think, more like a few weeks actually, but anyways, so happy these are finished, and his birthday is a little less than a month away, so they are definitely early, or done early, which is always welcome. And then these socks, this is a brand new pattern that just launched. These are the garden socks. I love how these turned out so much, and it was such a successful release as well, which just means so much because I have not talked about it much, but it's been like, the business has just kind of been in a slump. It's just social media, you know, you can't always count on it, and so engagement has been really low, pattern sales have been low, it's just all been low, hence the second job. But anyway, that's okay, it happens, and this is still a passion even if it is not and cannot be sole income, and that's okay. But anyways, I'm so happy that these have been well received regardless. Like I said, these are the garden socks. I used a sock set from Eden of Crafting Cook and Made, who is such a dear friend of mine, and I love them so much. So these are, they have a stockinette back of the leg, and the bottom of the foot is stockinette, but then the front has this really fun stitch pattern, which is super simple. It's easy to memorize, easy to tell who you are, and mindless as well, but it just adds a little bit of interest, which I think is so fun. And then contrasting heels, of course. And yeah, I love these so much. So if you haven't already checked out the pattern, I will link it down below for you to do so. Socks are just so fun to work on year-round, but in the summer too, because it's such a small portable project. If you're going to, I don't know, watch a movie or hang out in the air conditioning with family, it's kind of too hot to knit outside, and I fully recognize that, but air conditioning definitely exists in most parts of definitely the States for sure. In fact, sometimes it can be cold inside, which is crazy. But anyway, socks are so fun and portable, and I love that about them. Dishcloths too. So those are two like really good projects that are just super nice to work on in the summer months. I enjoy working on hats too, especially if you like to do craft fairs and stuff like that in the winter. There's plenty of items that are small enough to work on even in the heat of summer. So anyways, that is it for finished objects. I actually don't have any works in progress this week that aren't designs, and I have one design that I've put a lot of work into the past couple of weeks, really the last week, honestly. And I'm so pumped to share with you guys. So let's chat about that for a little bit. Okay, this project has been something that I have been wanting to make for a while and just have not been brave enough to actually do it. But it is happening, and it has been so much fun to work on. I had the opportunity last weekend, kind of as an extended weekend, to be home alone for a few days. My family were on a trip, but I was working, and so I decided to stay home, which, I mean, you know, can be good and bad, but in this case, it was enjoyable. I just really love being home alone. So I worked when I was home, which I worked so much out of the house, but when I was home, I was working on this project. So I got quite a bit done, and it is so fun. I'm not done with it yet. Still have a good ways to go, but I am making a blanket. I am using Hobbii color packs. They're 8x8 color packs, which is a cotton yarn. I don't have a full pack to show you, but this is, and this skein is used. So I realize this is not a good representation, but this is Hobbii Friends Cotton 8x8. It's a 100% cotton yarn. It comes in multiple weights, but the 8x8 is DK. Yeah, number 3 DK. And so I am using multiple packs, which I will link these down below because I know it's hard to understand what I'm talking about. But basically, imagine like a mini skein pack. That's exactly what this is, just in different color themes. And so I had like a rainbow one, a neutrals one that was like blues and greens, and then one that was pastel colors, I think. 4 total. I'm using 4 total packs. And I am obsessed. So I made these little tiny circles. I used one, like a portion of every single skein. So some of the colors repeat, some of them there's just one skein of that color. It's just, I'm just combining all of these color packs basically. So I first made 36 of these little circles, kind of as like the applique in the middle for like a separate little campaign that I was doing with them. And then I took those little circles and grew them into these granny squares. And so let me show you when that's actually this one is my favorite, actually. I love how all of these are random. Like, I did not intentionally play around with any colors at all. I basically had a pile of yarn. I mean, quite literally, it was a mess. I'm not gonna lie. I had the pile of yarn, like all 36 skeins, and then all 36 squares, and I would just grab a square, add a couple of rows in a random color, making sure that it wasn't repeating a color that I'd already worked with in that square, and then I would set that square and that ball of yarn to the side because it had been used, and I would move on to the next one. And it was just like, that's just the system that I came up with. And so this one is complete, and I love the colors, like how they all play together. And so it's this circle in the middle, a few rounds of the granny stitch, and then 1 round of single crochet to finish it off. 6 total colors. So I am making 6 squares. No, I'm making 36 squares using 6 different colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 different colors in each square. There's a few ends to weave in. Obviously, on all of them, I just decided to save that and weave in some ends as I go and trim those, and then come back and weave in the other ends. It just kind of made the most sense to do it that way. But yeah, so I have made so many. I'm in the process of all of them, kind of in different stages at this point because I'm so close to finishing the actual crochet process. And then I have to seam them all together, which I'm not going to enjoy very much, I don't think. But that's okay. I'm just going to use the whip stitch, so it's going to be super beginner friendly, super just easy, which was definitely my goal behind this project. But it is going to be such a fun blanket when it is done. I am so excited about this project. It is going to be so colorful, so beautiful. Yeah, I'm just excited to see how like all the squares pair together. Like, for example, this one, I don't really love. Like, I just don't love this array of colors. But when you have all of them like together, they're just all going to be so unique and beautiful in and of themselves. Like, yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be such a fun project, such a beautiful blanket, such a beautiful piece to add to like my future living room one day. That is my hope. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. So like I said, I have worked on that project quite a bit. It's been really nice to just kind of, it's like super mindless at this point too. It has been for a while. And so even with like insane work schedules, it's really nice to be able to come home and work on a project with, you know, cotton yarn. It's not hot, mindless, turn on like a show or a sermon or a podcast or something, food, and just enjoy all three together. And it has been so fun. So anyways, and that is it. That is all I'm currently working on right now. Like I said, it's just been a very busy season of life, and I don't have a ton of time to create right now, but I am making it when I can, and I'm working on some really fun projects behind the scenes as well. So anyways, that is it for all the knitting and crochet part of this podcast. But I do have a little kind of devotional. It's really just like an excerpt from a book that I'm reading that I wanted to share with you guys, and so let's go ahead and chat about that. Okay, so I started, it's kind of like a long story. I recently got a Kindle. I found it at a yard sale. It's super old, but I have been wanting to purchase a Kindle for a while now, and so I decided to kind of try it out in this cheap way. And so that's exactly what I did. I have since actually ordered a Kindle on Amazon because it was on sale. I was planning on waiting until like Prime Day to get the best deal, but then I kind of found like a little workaround if the sale is better on Prime Day, which is exciting. I can thank my mom for that. But anyways, so I am going to read this quote directly from a book that I'm reading on Kindle. But in the process of all of that, I decided to try Kindle Unlimited, which is like a subscription. You pay for it monthly. The price actually just went up. I think it's $12 a month now. And you have access to Amazon's library of Kindle Unlimited books. So despite what the name suggests, it is not all books on Kindle at all. It is a limited selection, but there is many books to choose from. So I was doing the 1 month trial, and then I got distracted and forgot to cancel my subscription. And so I paid for like 1 month kind of accidentally. For like the original, I think $10 price it was, which is okay, but I'm trying to like take advantage of that, obviously, because I didn't really mean for that to happen. Anyways, so in the process of all of that, I found this series. It's called the River Falls series by Valerie M. Bowden, I think might be how you pronounce her last name. And the entire series is available on Kindle Unlimited. And so if you have a Kindle, or if you want to try it out, you could do that 1 month trial and read this book series. I highly recommend it. It's basically a Christian romance series. So it's very, it's fiction, but it's very wholesome. It's very clean, if that's something that's important to you. It's something that is very important to me in books. And so I love reading. I just love relationships like from this. They can be very hard to be in and to navigate ending one, as I have been walking through the past month or so now. But I love just listening to sermons on navigating relationships and reading books. I just enjoy it. Like I have for really as long as I can remember. So anyway, I have fully enjoyed this book series, but this particular book, the dad of one of the characters is a pastor. And so a couple of times during the book, the dad would be pastoring, like it would be on a Sunday, and they would be attending the service, and he would be saying something that was applicable to these characters. I'm trying not to give away any spoilers here. And it was like the message that he was sharing, the message that the author was writing through him, like as the character in the book, was so good, like so good, and so applicable to my life right now. And so I highlighted it in Kindle, and then I want to just read you this little excerpt from this book. So it says, and this is also from book 1, page 189, if you're curious. So it's called River Falls Book 1, Pieces of Forever. It says, we wait on the Lord, boldly, confidently, trusting in him fully. And as we wait, we worship, we serve, we glorify. And when he answers those prayers, whether with a yes or no, or wait some more, we give him thanks that though we were impatient, he is patient. He coulda, probably shoulda, wiped us all out from the start, from that first sin. But he waited. He promised a savior. He waited some more. He sent that savior. He waited some more. He promises to bring all who believe in him to eternal glory in heaven. So while waiting, why not just snap his fingers and take care of it all in one moment? I mean, he's God. Nothing is too hard for him, right? But here's the reason for his patience. You, me. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promises, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. And I just thought that was so good. So often, I've talked about this in these little devotional segments before. It's something that I have walked through countless times in my short 21 years on this earth. So often we get caught up in our own heads on this timeline that we have for ourselves, whether it be a certain age that we want to get married or have a family or have a job or graduate college or graduate high school, or it's just this timeline that you want to have figured out. You want to have all of the answers. You want to know what to expect. At least I do with my personality, and it can be so hard to understand what God is doing, what God is trying to teach you, why he isn't delivering those prayers or bringing resolution when you thought he was going to, you thought he already should have. It can just be very hard to walk through that. I'm walking through that in many ways right now in the season of life that I am in currently. Yet we still are given the beautiful, amazing opportunity and calling to strive to glorify him right exactly where we are, whether that be in a job that is difficult or seemingly mundane or a dead end, to use that phrase. Just because it's a dead end by society doesn't mean it has to be a dead end for him. We can still learn so much through it, and that's what I'm learning right now. And so whatever season of life that you're in, whether you are in a season of waiting or expectancy of what is to come, or whether you are walking through a season that you've hoped for so long, and now you get to walk through it confidently knowing that it's where God has you right now intentionally. I just pray that you have so much peace, that he has gone before you, he has paved the path, and he will continue to pave the path as you continue to seek him and seek to fulfill his will and his plans for your life. That is kind of what I've been telling myself these past few weeks. And what I hope to encourage you all with as well. But yeah, so I am fully enjoying that book series. Like I said, I haven't had a ton of time to read lately, but I'm on book 2 right now, and I think I'm like about halfway done. I was up at like 2 a.m. this morning because I could not sleep, and so I read some, got a little bit of reading done. Anyways, I highly recommend it though. If you are interested, if you need a good book series to read, if you kind of like, you know, relationships, romance, Christian, that sort of thing, you would probably enjoy that series. I think it reminds me a lot of Karen Kingsbury books, which I have talked about many times on this channel and I absolutely love, and I've read basically all of them, and so this is like a really good kind of companion to those in my opinion. But anyways, that is about it. Kind of already gave a little bit of a life update because of that book, and you know, reasons behind it and everything, but yeah, life is busy currently. Just going back and forth between 2 outside of the home jobs right now, which is very difficult, very busy, but also a really big blessing, and that's what I'm choosing to view it as. But I am also actively seeking other opportunities and just way to serve the kingdom on a greater scale than what I'm doing right now, because that's where the ache is, that's where the hope is, and so I am itching for some opportunities to just do that better and do that more. And yeah, that's kind of where I am at right now, just trying to confidently pursue him and know that there is purpose and beauty in this season, no matter how hard it might be at times, for sure. Anyways, I hope that you are having such a great week. I hope you are in the middle of a really good summer, whatever that means for you, whether it means more work or less work or more vacations or whatever. I hope that you are having a great few months of summer, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the I almost said podcast, subscribe to the channel, wow, if I can talk, if you haven't already. Be sure to check out all of the links down in the description box below, and I will see you all again next time. Bye.